Hello, Sebastian Craft here, and welcome back to episode number 26 of Cherry Vanilla Survival. And welcome back, and we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff today, and this is the first thing I want to show you here. I might go ahead and work on the city a little bit or something else, but I think we're really going to be focusing on the temple today. And yeah, I've done a bunch of sort of work between episodes. I've kind of been gone on vacation, so I haven't had a whole lot of time. And also that means this episode's going to be a little bit shorter or less content heavy than usual. But yeah, so here we are over at the temple. And I've done a bunch of stuff, as I said, between episodes here. First of all, I made a little base area here. Nice and simple with a couple chests. We're going to have to add a bunch more once we start hauling stuff out. But for now, this will do. As well as a bunch of furnaces for drying out these sponges nice and efficiently. I've also, of course, last episode we did the surrounding the temple with the sand. We've already showed you that. I've also gone ahead and put these nice, simple, just little walkways in on the sides, and then this beacon here in the middle with haste on it. I bought a bunch of iron blocks from somebody, and used the rest of sort of iron I had sitting around to finish this. We still actually have the beacon. I can't really see it. No, it's sort of loaded distance, but back over there at the Editor Temple, I still have the beacon, so we can we'll either leave it there, which is probably not a very good idea considering we're not using it very much. We'll probably end up moving that back to the sky base or somewhere else. But for now, we have this whole beacon set up here. Or we can grab some iron from that and make it a multi-beacon setup or something like that. We'll see once it goes. But right now, I just have haste on it, nice and simple, to help us hollowing out and everything. And that should be sufficient for now, at least. Yeah, the walk crates in. And then I've started experimenting with the actual drying out of this whole area here, which is going to be relatively complicated. It already is, and it's one of the most disputed things in the Minecraft community. There's no clear way of doing it the best. There's various ways you can improve the efficiency and depending on the situation. So yeah, I've done a couple test sections here. I've kind of decided I'm going to end up dividing it to, I think these are 4x4. I'll probably stick to something similar to that. Probably 4x4 for now. Maybe 5x5 so I can have a middle or something like that, or 3x3. But most likely 4x4 is probably the most efficient way of doing it here. It's going to take a lot of sand, but we can start taking the walls in between them down as we go. And luckily, because the server has teleportation, I could do sort of a little bit faster than you would in completely vanilla survival. So I can teleport back from the bottom, so I don't have to worry about getting up to the top. Luckily, which makes everything a little bit easier. So that's what that. So I've tried a couple methods in the creative and sort of survival combination. This one here, since I'll show you that teleportation. This one here I just completely hollowed out with the help of sponges. I have about a stack, and I think I have a bit more somewhere else of sponges. And that is I think I had about a half stack from the Editor Temple and this temple, getting the sponge rooms from that. And I bought some off somebody, which was good. There's actually one down there, and then you go get. There's a couple around. But yeah, this one I completely hauled out with sample sponges, and then I pillared back up again just to see if I could do it without teleportation, which is not going to be practical, so I'm probably going to just use teleportation instead. This one I hauled out. I started hollowing out using lava. So you put a layer of lava, it makes a layer of stone, and then you mine that stone. But that's actually considerably inefficient. Though I think you could possibly make it work on a larger scale where it spreads out more. But I think that's a little bit more complicated than I want to get into. So I think I'll just use the sponges is what my decision was. So yeah, and I finished off with the sponges. There's also their problem, of course, like you kind of see it here. There's this section of, let's actually go down the bottom, a bit easier to see here. There's a section of, do I have a torch in my? I do. There is a section, of course, of temple in most places here, because the thing with this is, so I have to start hauling this out, and of course there's going to be water in this, so we're going to have to get rid of the water as we go and fill in the sides like this, which is going to make everything a little bit complicated. But what I have done is I just sponges down, and then just slowly went down, and kept going, which isn't great. It uses a lot of sponges, but I have enough that I think it'll be practical, and then I will just have to go to the top and dry the sponges. So it'll be a bit of a slow process, but I think it's reasonable to do. And so that's the plan for hollowing out. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take out the sections of the temple as we go, like this, nice and simple, nothing too complicated. But yeah, that is the plan. So let's actually just head up to the cop one more time. Perhaps indicator is hiding my chat. Come on, I can change that actually. There we go. Teleport. But yeah, so that is the plan. So I'm just going to go around and divide it up into 4x4 as like 4x4 sections as we go here, and then just by dropping the sand in nice and simple, and then I'll have to go down with the sponges and dry it all out, get rid of the bottom of the temple at the bottom as well, teleport back up, then drop down onto the sponges and take them out one by one, dropping down, and then teleport back up again. And then we repeat the process over and over again until we want the sponges, and then draw the sponges out, and repeat. Bunch of times. But anyways, so what I'm actually going to do, I might, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to probably set up a time-lapse here. I probably won't do the whole thing right now, because that's a lot of work. I might have to move on to something else, work on the road or something like that. But I think I want to get started on at least trying to get one of these quadrants done today. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the time-lapse, and let's go. And I'm back, and sadly there was no time-lapse here, because technical reasons, and it was really actually rather boring. Let's not get hit by this guardian, preferably. Ow, or not. Okay. But yeah, technical issues and all kinds of stuff. It's annoying. So that's not going to work out as well. It was going to be really boring anyways, because it's pretty much very repetitive tasks. So I'm just going to do a couple of progress updates here. And I'm also going to show you some of my technique here. But let's do a bit of a grand reveal here. Of this quarter is almost done. Sorry, I jumped in the light here. That was close. But yeah, this quarter is almost done. We've just got this one row left. I've almost finished clearing out. I just need to take out the boundaries between the things here. And that's what it looks like. It's quite impressive, actually, how big this is. Sadly, it's raining, so it's not very good. But yeah, so that's what it is. You can see the outline of the temple. So I've been taking out the temple as I go down and clearing out the water, like in the temple and then below the temple and everything. And yeah, and it's taken me like 2, 3, so I haven't counted hours for this section. I found a technique here that I'm going to show you in a second. That's drastically sped up things. As you can see, these ones are actually 3 by 3, but the original ones I started doing up until this row here are 4 by 4. But then I changed to 3 by 3, and I figured out a technique that works better, which works really good with a 3 by 3 section. So I'm going to show you that in a second. So that makes everything a lot easier and uses a lot less sponges here. And then what I do, yeah. So what I'm going to do actually here is I got enough sponges. I'm going to show you how I do one of these. Just sort of an illustration since and I need some stuff for this episode, but just to show you how everything's going to work. So what I've figured out technique-wise, at least for 3 by 3, I haven't tested this on 4 by 4 yet. So it could work. I'm probably going to do one test one in the next row, in the next section I do, just to see if this works. But right now in 3 by 3, the best technique I've found is to at least get rid of the water, just the general water here, is to take a sponge and put it one below surface, like so. And that gets rid of one section, then you drop down, and you do that again. And there you go. This first section here has been cleared out, and that's really simple. I used to have to take a lot more sponges, and I figured out this technique works a lot better now. Then I gotta get rid of this temple here, and since the temple's very close to the surface right now, it's pretty fast. But let's see, the temple goes all the way down here, and then there's a bunch of water underneath the temple. I'll actually maybe fly down there and take a look at it, to show you. But so we have to get rid of all that water too. And there's, of course, a million guardians down here, and then the more water you take out, the more guardians spawn. So that's annoying, but yeah, I just have to keep filling in the walls here to keep the water from falling in here. Obviously, let's keep going. We gotta fill some in here. Pow, pow. The sea lantern is refusing to do a block update. Like that. And I'm going to go up and get some air. Luckily, I have respiration on my helmet, so it's nice and useful. And you can be in the water for like several minutes, or not at least a minute, before you have to come out for air, which is really useful. We'll keep filling this in as we go, taking out the temple when it's in the way. Of course, this uses a lot of sand, but because of course you take out the walls in between, so you recover a lot of the sand you get. So you're not actually using that much more sand than just surrounding the temple. And this is the last layer here. That's just the floor of the temple, and then it goes down into below the temple, so you can kind of see it here. We've taken this big section out, like so. But that's about it. So we just have to. This is the one that takes a little longer. Let's go get some air. We can actually probably start drying it out. We'll do that. There we go. And that. And then we can start placing the sand like this. I usually just put a couple like that, and then it's faster to not to drop it, but to go up like so. Like so. And like so. And all the way up to the top here. And we're good. And we go to this side quickly. Luckily, this side's a lot of these were already filled in before. So sometimes you gotta do more walls, sometimes you gotta do less, depending on where the particular section that you're drawing out is. And then we're almost done here. And then we can simply grab grab another sponge, 2 below the surface, and then this one last one at the bottom here. So we actually haven't used very many sponges for this one. I was using usually like 5, 10 or so, 10 or 15 before. Now we're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for standard size one. So yeah, and since the if you look at, let's teleport it back out. Luckily we have teleports, just no cooldown timer, so we can do that nice and easily. But if you look at the floor of the ocean here, it's almost all at the same height here, so the changes in depth don't matter that much. But yeah, then what I do after that is when I want to get the sponges back, I can just do this and like that. And luckily these are just close enough together that I can, even with this new fancy technique, I can just get these out, almost missed that one, and just stuck between them and keep doing like that. And grab all the sponges, like so, and go up to the top, and repeat the process. And then every once in a while, when I run out of dry sponges, I just stick them all into the large furnace array over here, and keep doing this. And then, of course, when I'm actually done drying out the water, I take out all the little bits here between it, so I end up with this wide area like that. And I'll keep doing this. So yeah, I'm gonna probably finish this quarter. This episode, obviously, I'm almost done here. I'm just going to finish this up, and then we'll move on to something else. This is kind of boring and doesn't provide a lot of content, but I'm going to try to get one of these done in each episode, at least, if not a couple, or one of them between episodes or something like that. It's this new technique. It should be a little bit faster. But yeah, I'm going to try to get that set up. Also, I might, yeah, you know what? I'll probably do that. Actually, never mind. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this last little section here, get rid of all the material here, show you what that looks like, one whole quarter done, and then do a couple things, and we'll move on to most likely working on the city or the road, something like that, in a bit. So yeah, I'll be back in a bit when this is all finished. And there it is, all done. I've taken all the little divider out of all the whole section here. This little bit I messed up at one point, and I changed and something. Anyways, I'll probably end up working on fixing that before I continue on. I just wanted to stay down here and show you what it looks like. First from the bottom here, it's quite impressive, big square here. Essentially, I think it's almost perfectly square now. It also looks really cool. You can see the cross section of the temple here with all the walls and the supports and everything. It looks really awesome. So what I'm actually going to probably do is take out this wall. Once we clear out this section here, we'll be able to see the whole temple, and it'll look really awesome. Make a nice screenshot. But yeah, that's that. So let's head back up to the temple, which is right there. That's how easy to get up. So I can go like that. There's this from the top here. And what we're actually going to do now, quickly before we move on to working on the city, which is what we'll be doing next, I'm going to go ahead and take the beacon from the normal temple. I'm going to take that out because I'm going to need it right now at least. I'm going to probably extend this out so I can put either speed or regeneration or resistance, something like that on this, so we have a couple beacon effects. Or I might actually bring over a third one depending on how much I want to spend on this. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and grab some iron, bring either 1 or 2 beacons over here so we can add some more effects in. And I will be back in a second here. And we have the beacons again. So I've gone ahead actually and done a couple beacons here just so we can add a few more effects. So right now we have speed 2, haste 2, and then strength and regeneration. Of course, because regeneration is a secondary thing, so I can put something else. So regeneration will help a lot when getting hit by guardians, so you don't have to keep eating as much. You also, speed obviously is just nice to have around, and strength's good, again, just for fighting guardians will make it. I don't know if I can do 2 hits, I should actually try that. If not, resistance is actually probably a better option, I never thought of that. Let's see if we can 2-hit a guy. Yes, we can, okay, good. So that will definitely help a lot, so we don't have to hit them as many times. We also could probably put resistance on it too, to make it a little bit better, but that's better. Strength is okay too. So yeah, that took a lot of iron. I took, I think, a couple layers off the beacon at the temple, but it still has a bunch of iron on there, so we can definitely move one of them back if necessary and just get rid of one of the layers, which is okay. And I will probably try to buy a little bit more iron at one point so we can have, theoretically, I would like to have enough iron to have all 4, have at least 3 full-size, preferably 4 by the end of the season, have enough iron for that, and keep buying it from people and doing maybe a little bit of mining at one point, something like that, nothing too major. Anyways, yeah, so there's, so we're done for the temple right now. We've got this one section cleared out, got everything kind of set up, and then next episode I actually need to expand this area a little bit. And there's something we could actually probably start doing. I'm not just going to do this episode. We have a fair bit of this material. Dark prismarine is the limiting factor. We don't have a lot of that, but we can maybe go around and try to get some of that out of the temple, because we could definitely maybe start working on the thing there. But I think we'll maybe leave that next episode or episode after or something like that. But what are we doing next? This has actually been a new feature on the new world, actually, on the server, which is really cool, and it's also going to help us working on the CCC building. Actually, I'm going to go over to the city just so I can show you in case anybody doesn't know this. We're working on a building for the Cherry content creators in the whole Cherry city, whatever you want to call it, Cosmic City. It's actually the big Cherry, technically, is the name of it. It's a little bit, not a lot of people working on it right now, but I'm going to try to get back into it. But yeah, here is the CCC building. We've gone ahead and put up one of the signs. We're probably going to duplicate that sign on the opposite side, because we actually have to build the building around it here. And so yeah, this has been a new world on the server, which is a creative plot world-ish kind of server. Right now it's kind of in beta. Just a few of us are just sort of gone on there and testing it, but it'll be open. Most likely by the time this video comes out, or soon. I said a few. TMH said a few days. I'm not exactly sure what that means. But yeah, so we're actually going to head over there. There's no portal, so we're going to have to teleport. Creative. And we're going to actually go ahead and design the this building here in in this creative world. So now yeah, we're in creative. I have my own little plot here. It's plenty big enough to fit the building in. Not that you could do something particularly big, but we're going to probably grab some stone bricks here and start laying out the building here. So instead, because we didn't get a time lapse today, I was going to do one for the thing. So I'm actually going to do, it might be actually kind of interesting time lapse. I have to go ahead and duplicate the progress we have so far on the building, which is the outline and the sign. So that's going to be a bit fiddly. Probably have to have the camera count. We'll probably open an account on my single player world and copy it from there as opposed to in survival, because I need to have a camera count and the time lapse. But I'm going to set up a quick third person time lapse and just show you doing that nice and fast. And I might also include a time lapse of me working on designing the building. We'll see how that works out. But you'll get some time lapse, because I just want to do some kind of time lapse today. Anyways, enjoy the time lapse. Hopefully it works this time. And I'm back, and I hope you enjoyed that little time-lapse we had there of the duplication of the sign. I actually went ahead and after the time-lapse and went and brought the sign over to the other side here. One thing, the height of these pillars are not final. I'm obviously going to bring them up higher than that. I haven't gone into my Editor Creative World and double-checked that. After that, then the whole sort of shell will be done. I also you kind of saw in the time-lapse a little bit. Me designing the sort of front of this building here. I've actually gone ahead and done a little bit of designing around the edges, but nowhere near done. A little bit on the back too, but nothing too major going on here. But that is that. So yeah, but that is all the time I have. Actually, no, there isn't. One more thing before we finish up this episode. We're gonna actually head back into the survival world, to the temple, and show you one little thing here before we end the episode off. And that is me and 10.5 and Tailory have been working on this. We actually worked on it in the stream mostly. Worked on a little bit of section of the thing here. So most of these are actually dried out in the middle. We just gotta take out the sand here, and so we're making good progress on this section of the temple. So we should have this this area done by the beginning of the next episode, hopefully. So I'll look at working on that. But yeah, that's all we have time for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, it was a little bit short, but you're gonna get lots of content, special content next week because of the Ender Dragon fight, which happened today actually for you and for me. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.